he would be trying to win the race if he was at New York or Boston, right? Because
Hmm.
he'd never been on those
Yeah.
courses. He's been there, done that with Berlin. So
Yeah.
clearly there has to be a reason to go there for a fifth time. And that reason is to get a really good time. It's not to run 203, not to run 204 and get the win. It's to push yourself to see if you can get into 201s again and see if you can break your world record. And so that's what I think he's trying to do. I think he's going to go out. I think he's not going to run conservative. I think he's going to run as if he can try to lower his personal best. Again, his world record is like what, 2 minutes slower than his actual PB.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
he has room to spare. He's the only man in the world whose PB is faster than the world record. I think he's
Yeah.
the only guy who's ever had done that before, which is a
Yeah.
really cool stat. Where my PB is so fast, it's faster than the world record. Wait, that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Well, trust me, it makes sense. So I
So
think
two.
he has a high percent. I think he has a 51% chance of breaking the world record.
Okay. Yeah, I would say lower chance than that, but two things working in his favor. One, you brought up there. He knows what 159 pace feels like. Now, the time didn't count, and we all know why that time didn't count, but his legs still moved at that speed. So he's been exposed to that pace. Now, that was a little while ago, so you could say, all right, a few years later, but we know from Tokyo that he's definitely not far off that. The second thing, if you're talking about what does he have left to prove, well, that's basically nothing. So it's what does he have? What does he want to preserve for the next generation, the generation after? I don't think there's going to be another breaking two type event, at least not for a while, because what company is going to invest money in finding the second person to go sub two? His marathon record is insane. Like the amount of wins he has is incredible. He's going to try to win another Olympic gold, which would be historic. But one thing that would probably be the most vulnerable is this world record, is the 201.39. And the reason why I say that is because we saw the year after in Berlin, Bekele ran just 2 seconds off of it. Now, we don't think Bekele is going to be the guy to get it, but that at least shows. And Bekele, obviously, a big outlier, such an amazing talent on the track. But there's been enough people running 202s that maybe you think, all right, the possibility of someone in the next 3 or 4 years running that time is low, but certainly in the next 10 years, we could see someone get that world record. So maybe that's a motivating factor for him to try to push it even farther down. Because like there will be a point in this race where he's just going to have to make the decision, go for the win or go for the incredibly fast time. And I think if he's thinking about history and making sure this world record stays in his column for the next 20 years, 15 years, then he probably would feel more comfortable if he's able to knock that down a little bit more. But I still think, man, that day in Berlin when he did go 201.39 was seemed so perfect at the time. I would bet against it. Kipchoge meets every single expectation you throw at him.